This is B3FL.
Romo's going to run it in. He's hit. He's not down. He doesn't get there.
Yeah, he broke every cardinal rule of quarterback.
He's down on the one. Try this field goal. Blocked.
Why did he throw?
Back into the teeth of the defense.
Are you nervous? Huh? Really, are you?
Get your popcorn ready.
Hey, somebody has run out on the field.
Start with Matt, I'll kiss him.
Some goofball in a hat and a red shirt.
You play to win the game. Hello?
I look like a psycho.
You play to win the game.
Now he takes off the shirt.
It's my quarterback.
He runs at the 50.
What's that man doing?
He runs at the 40.
My passion was playing football.
He's at the 30.
Golly!
Now he runs the opposite way.
Every single week, I put my freaking heart and soul into this.
Mr. Unlimited.
I don't go out there and laugh. It's not funny.
He's bare-chested and banging his chest.
Far out to the football. Play pass. Oh,
The guy is drunk, but there he goes.
Don't you ever talk about me!
Waving his arms, bare-chested. Somebody stop that man.
I'm not the bad guy. I love you.
I'm gonna be one of your dogs tonight.
I love you.
freaking it. That is a disgusting act. Get fucking sick.
You like that? You like that?
Mike, why are you in such a bad mood?
What do you care?
I got one thing to say. Oh, come on, man.
I mean, I know I'm gonna get got, but I'm gonna get mine more than I get got, though.
Boom. Pistol Gun Cop Show. We're back. Off season, couple months off. How we doing?
Doing fabulous. Doing absolutely
Cop.
fabulous.
Gun Cop surviving down under still.
Down under, mate.
Coming into winter over there.
It's getting chilly out here, mate.
Getting chilly, eh? Right on. NFL draft just happened. Big news there. I mean, some fantasy implications in terms of some wide receivers getting some new quarterbacks. So we'll talk a little bit about that. You've got NFL, NBA, NHL playoffs going on right now. Pretty crazy. We were hoping to get the commish on, but I don't know if he's going to make it. He's a little inebriated apparently, so he might not be able to make it.
Man.
And that's what we were saying, right? But that's all right. That's all right. We're gonna get the show started though. You know what time it is. Gin time, baby. I know that people have been waiting. Today we've got one. It's been sitting in the fridge for a while called Citadel. It's from France. Gin of France. Gin de France. Some different botanicals in this one. I was reading the list here. I got an almond.
What?
Licorice. A licorice botanical.
What the hell?
Cinnamon. Violet. It's going to be interesting. We're excited. Citadel, just cracking the bottle. Oh, don't know
Almost
if
not
you
even
heard
gonna
the
be
crack.
like gin, dude. It's gonna be some other crazy shit.
Smells good.
It's like a liqueur.
44%. We'll give it a try here. We'll give it a try. I re-tasted one because I found it in the back of the fridge. One of the lowest tasted rated gin I've done. The Renova Tempo. Do you remember the vanilla flavored one I did?
No, I don't. Maybe not.
So it was a 6.3 I gave it. I had it again and retried it. And I actually gave it a 2.2 on the retry.
Oh,
it's
even worse.
awful. It's the most disgusting thing I've ever drank. I had to pour the drink out. Can't do it. Have maybe in like a dessert.
Vanilla.
sort of like thing you could do, but it's
Yeah.
gross.
Mix it with like something more sugary. Like
Oh, disgusting.
yeah,
but
it's
here
like
we
too
are.
particular of a thing, right? Like
Oh, it's just gross. Gross. But this one, Citadel, Gin de France. I'm not going to let the tempo take away from the Citadel. Let me give it a try here. Ooh, it's good. Do you hear the dog?
no, no.
No? Dog's just barking at me right now. Very good. You can definitely tasting something in there. I don't get any licorice. That was what I was kind of worried about. I was gonna taste like a bit of Zambuca or something.
Yeah, that shit is vile, dude.
I love Zambuca, but I just didn't want to taste it in my gin.
No, dude, it's gross.
Not bad, not bad. I think that's a 7-8. That's a 7-8 to me. I'm not blown
7.8.
away. Not blown away.
Can you taste all those flavors, or break it down for me, man? Like almond.
I'm not. That's what I'm tasting some. You know, the traditional, the juniper. You've got your Irish root. Tasting some of that. I don't taste any almond. I don't taste any of that. They've got some orange and lemon peel. You can taste the citrus of it.
No almond.
Violet. I don't know what violet tastes like.
Purple.
What does purple taste like?
I don't know. It's like grape, like purple drink.
Right. There you go. It's grape. Sure. Cumin, cinnamon. No, I'm not getting any of that. The Angelica root. We've had that in the past in some of the other gins. And then it says savory nutmeg. But no, I'm not getting anything special with it. It's a good tasting gin. But it's kind of run of the mill. Yeah, I'm just getting the standard taste. I don't get any of that almond or something that separates it, you know?
Maybe they just put it on the label to try and sell it. These French guys are tricksters.
I don't know what the French do like that. I did, though, in fact, get a tip on gin, having it with a little bit of grapefruit tonic. Throw a little grapefruit on top.
Oh, like a fresh grapefruit, a grapefruit slice.
You could throw. Hey, I wasn't thinking a grapefruit slice, but you could do that. You could do that. We're making the move to get some grapefruit juice. Throw it in there. But yeah, that's been the gin review. That's the Citadel. It's definitely worth the try if you're out.
Have you done a gin that's not clear yet? I can't remember. Was it the Snoop one?
Yeah.
A color?
Yeah, we've done the Ungave gin. That was a yellow taste or yellow looking gin.
Yellow.
Other than that, they've all been clear. The Snoop Doggo had a little bit of a tinge to it, but nothing crazy.
Cause yeah, we sell one at our bar that's it's called Ink Gin, and it's like in the bottle it looks like really, really dark blue, but then when you pour it out, it's kind of like purpley.
Interesting.
Purpley blue, but yeah, it's like the drinks look cool. Popular with the ladies. They like their drinks to be colorful. Have some nice colors in it.
And that's what the grapefruit does. It's a nice little pinkish tone, you know? But that's the Citadel. Thank you, France. Vive la France.
Shout out to the Citadel.
Oh, bonjour. Au revoir. Julia's a French teacher, so someone does speak French in our household, which is nice. Nice to have that flexibility.
Did she speak French, or did she learn French to become a French teacher?
She learned it. Like she didn't speak it beforehand. She spoke Portuguese beforehand, just because that's family stuff. But no, she didn't speak French. She learned it.
God damn, that's crazy.
Yeah, very good with languages. Very good with languages.
Is Portuguese
it's a skill.
French similar?
No, I think like it'd be
'Cause I know
more.
like Spanish and French are kind of similar.
Yeah, I think in their like verbiage, they are similar in like how they're written and whatnot. And they're like derivatives of Latin. But I'm pretty sure Portuguese is more like of a Romanian, more of a German kind of family,
Okay,
if that makes sense. I think it's closer to those kind of that language,
true.
as opposed to French. I could be totally wrong on that, but I know French and Spanish, yeah, they're kind of hand in hand.
French, man. Met some French people out here.
Oh yeah, French Australian,
Well, no, they're French. Travel.
French. Well, now you have a conversation topic. You can talk to them about Citadel Gym, see what they think. Let them know. France. I've been to France. Been a long time. Surprised the NFL. The NFL hasn't played a game in France, have they?
I don't
Surprised.
know, Germany, I know.
Germany, yeah. The UK all the time. But I don't know about France.
They seem like the type to be kind of snobby about having American football around.
Yeah, potentially. You're right. But they're a good rugby. So like I feel like they
yeah.
appreciate the hard hitting, like the
Rubbing up.
toughness. Yeah.
True.
We talked a little before the show. You checked in on the draft. What were your thoughts on the first round of the NFL draft that just happened?
Yeah, just kind of did like a little peek-see because like I usually don't pay attention that much to the draft and like the rookies as much, just from like what people start really hyping them up about. But
yeah,
I heard a lot about this Caleb Williams guy. I was just checked in to see where everyone went, and it seemed like
I mean
the first handful of rounds were kind of just what people were predicting, right?
For the most part, yeah. The quarterback situation in the first round was a little off the rails, just in terms of not many people were sure what was happening. Number 3, a lot of teams wanted to trade up with the Patriots. They weren't sure if the Patriots were going to go all in on a quarterback or what they were going to do. They ended up taking a quarterback. That was up in the air on who they were taking. Although they went with, the favorite, I think, of who.
Yeah, that's
Drake
kind of
May.
what I heard, that Drake May was going Patriots, yeah.
They were talking JJ McCarthy for a bit. Again, I don't know if out of those 3, I think Jaden Daniels, the number 2, Commanders has the best year. I think the Bears are still pretty bad. And then you get into the Marvin Harrison Jr. at Arizona. That's a great pick. They say he's NFL ready already. And then we moved into what the Chargers were doing. And a lot of people thought someone was going to make a move with the Chargers to get a quarterback. Didn't end up happening. They took their pick. They protect. I don't know. Have you seen the video with Joe Alt yet?
That giant guy.
That giant guy, that monster who didn't even look excited, but he looks like he can move people.
Yeah, I saw that, like, of him just kind of like in the living room or whatever.
Big man. And then the Giants made their pick, and people weren't sure if they were going to go quarterback, but because they've got Daniel Jones. But they went receiver. They get Danny some help. Apparently this Neighbors was definitely the consensus number 2 receiver. So yeah, the Giants stayed, and then the Titans. People were saying the Titans might make a move for someone to possibly jump up, like the Vikings. I was hoping the Raiders were going to jump up to possibly get JJ or Penix, and then the Titans went with a tackle as well. They're going to hopefully stick with Will Levis. I think he's going to be okay. What do you think about Will Levis and the Titans?
I don't really think about the Titans much at all, to be honest.
Well, they just got Calvin Ridley. They've added some help. now you've got a little more protection for whoever they're going to be, who's ever going to be the quarterback next year.
I gotta brush up on all those trades before once the season ramps up. Like I keep
before the
forgetting.
draft. Definitely. Creed, you're not going out, buddy, so relax. And then the surprise of the draft with the Falcons picking at 8. People thought they were going to make a defensive move here, and they ended up picking a quarterback in Penix Jr., paid from Washington. And I guess the big thing with this is, they just signed Kirk Cousins to a 4-year deal, and they're paying him like $48 million a year and $100 million guaranteed. And now they just picked a first-round quarterback instead of getting him some help. They're saying they want to go to Green Bay. They want to run the Green Bay model.
What of having him like teach the new guy? How to never win the Super Bowl.
I mean, we'll see. Interesting pick. I don't think it's the worst pick in the world. People are giving it an F and all that, but whatever. They pick a quarterback.
Yeah, more of like a long-term goal, right? Like people don't realize like that you're not necessarily trying to win every single year, right?
Exactly. And I mean to take the draft for what it is. It's grab a player. You grab some insurance on a 36-year-old who's coming off an Achilles tear. Might not be that bad. We'll see. But then Chicago gets a receiver in Odunze from Washington. And he's going to come in and play with Caleb Williams right away. They add, Keenan Allen in the offseason. The Bears could be a bit of a surprise, win some games this year.
See, like I remember reading that and it blowing my mind and then forgetting about it completely and then coming back and being like, damn.
Yeah, Keenan Allen will be on the Bears this year, so that's a big addition. With DJ Moore still there, they're going to be a good team, or a better team, I'll say, and we'll see about Caleb Williams.
Is Justin Fields still on that team?
No, he's on Pittsburgh now.
God damn, dude. How do you remember all this shit?
You're out of it.
I know, because I definitely remember seeing it all. Like once I like, oh yeah, I remember that.
Him and Russell Wilson, and they're not picking up his 5th-year option either.
Russell, dude. Fucking
Zach Wilson, did you hear about that one? He's on the Broncos. Speaking of the Broncos, too, they drafted a quarterback in this draft as well. Bo Nix.
Penix and
They drafted him at 12, but JJ McCarthy went to 10 because the Vikings traded up to get him. They traded up with the Jets. They swapped the pick, and they grabbed JJ McCarthy from Michigan.
Freaking Zach Wilson, Broncos.
And then Jets went tackle. Denver went quarterback. So 6 quarterbacks in the first 12. My Raiders get to pick. We're hoping for a quarterback. They're all gone. So they picked a tight end. Brock Bowers. But Brock Bowers was rated as like one of, if not the best player in the draft. Behind Marvin Harrison Jr. So again, not bad. But again, who's throwing him the ball? Aiden O'Connell? Gardner Minshew? I'm scared. The Saints went tackle, Fugea, probably pronouncing that wrong. Protect Derek Carr a bit. The next 9 players were linemen, including the Saints pick there. They all were D-line, offensive line, middle of the run teams. The Colts, Seahawks, the Vikings added the D-end. Bengals offensive line, Steelers offensive line, the Rams and the Dolphins went defensive line. So interesting, that there was a huge, after such quarterback skill heavy in the first top 10, we get 9 straight Frenches,
Because it was just that one giant guy, right, that went early.
Yeah, and then there was the Jets that also picked offensive lineman at 11. But other than that, and the Titans, they picked a guy out of Alabama.
But yeah, I don't know. The draft, pretty cool.
It's funny, the Panthers were the worst team in the league last year, and essentially their only first-round pick was at 32nd, and they grabbed a receiver. The Bears just absolutely fleeced them on that deal for Bryce Young a couple years ago.
Yeah, the Panthers are in fucking trouble, man. Like, they don't have anyone on their team, right? Like, who's of note? Nobody.
Bryce Young, their quarterback, I mean, you got to give him another year at least, because another year or two, because you traded everybody for him when he could have had the number 1 overall pick this year. It's crazy. It's definitely crazy that they're in that situation, but hey, you dig your own grave. And they panicked. They got rid of guys quick. I think a coach and a GM need like 4 years, in my opinion.
Just figure shit out. Get like
to get a game plan, to get
dig up the old foundation, like build your own kind of thing, right? Like,
I've always felt that way with like politics too. Like, you need time. Like, a new government needs time to set new rules, bring new people in, to make serious change. And it's the same with a franchise in the NFL. Like, these guys who have 1-2 years, well, what are you doing? They're going in, starting work, and then it just gets blown up again. And then another guy comes in and he's trying to fix the same things, and then it's not fast enough. There's
like
a lot of luck with
you're
it
driving
too.
like a big barge down the ocean, right? Like, you can't just fucking turn on a dime.
Yeah. So one of the questions I was going to pose coming out of the draft too was, out of the 6 quarterbacks taken in the first round, which one do we think has the best, which one would you take a chance on fantasy wise in the B3FL draft this year? This is obviously an A-League podcast. And in a 14-man, a couple of these rookie quarterbacks are going to go in that first round, or in the starting quarterbacks on the team.
Could be a nice little gamble that pays off, one of these guys, right?
My obvious pick for the number 1, in my opinion, who's going to be the number 1 quarterback out of this draft next year, fantasy-wise, will be Jaden Daniels out of Washington. He's going to run the ball.
He's for sure going to be, like, playing, right?
Yeah, they got rid of Sam Howell, so they're going to be he's going to get a lot of playing time, a lot of opportunity. Again, he's going to run the ball. I think that's going to be the big difference in him getting numbers, fantasy numbers. Washington's not great. They do have a couple weapons, but we'll see. Heisman Trophy winner. I think he edges Caleb Williams out because the Bears are still not great. Nor is Washington.
They got a lot of weapons, though, I guess, the Bears, right?
Yeah, no, definitely. I think there's a lot more pressure on him too, though, to be great
true.
this year.
Every interview I see him, he seems like he fucking is like the cockiest little prick alive.
Yeah, right. And he does have a sort of arrogance about him that might translate into what you want out of your starting quarterback. But yeah, he's definitely got that side of him, that air to him of confidence.
Yeah,
so we'll see.
That could be good, man. It seems like he.
I agree. I don't think it's necessarily a bad thing, but
gotta prove it on Sunday.
Exactly. So I think Jaden Daniels edges him out, but I do think Caleb Williams and the Bears are better this year. They've never had a 4,000-yard passer in the Chicago Bears. I think he probably happens this year.
But is Caleb Williams more like throwing, running, or what? Like, does he run the ball?
He's a pocket. He's going to sit in the pocket. He's going to huck it down the field. He's athletic. Don't get me wrong. He's athletic, but he's more. I look at him and I see Peyton. That's who I see when I see him. I really like that comparison, just because I think he can sit back there and throw the ball.
Yeah, so if you're gonna gamble on a fantasy pick next year, like, I'd definitely go for the guy that's gonna get some rushing yards too, man.
Yeah, and that's what I'm saying. That's why I like the Jaden Daniels pick. I've heard the Lamar Jackson comparison. I'd say more of like a Newton, without the big power and size. But yeah, I think he's going to be fantastic. The next one, I don't think it's Drake May and the Patriots. I think the Patriots are that bad. I think they're going to need a bit of time. I think JJ McCarthy and the Vikings are going to be in a good spot. And if you wanted to stack JJ with JJ, that might not be a bad stack next year, because you can probably get McCarthy lower. Obviously, Jefferson's going to be a first-round pick, but you get McCarthy lower in the draft and, feed off some points that way, right?
Could pay off, yeah. Might good for a sleeper.
Mm-hmm.
Is he gonna be starting? Who else do the Vikings have now?
They do have Sam Darnold. I don't think, you want that as your quarterback. Still young. Younger than Joe Burrow, Sam Darnold is. So, I mean, we definitely would give Joe Burrow a couple bad years still and be like, yeah, you're still going to be great. So we'll see. Maybe they go run with Darnold this year and JJ McCarthy doesn't get picked. But that's the upside to McCarthy, is the team that he's on.
Justin Jefferson's crazy, man.
Yeah, and if he stays healthy this year, hopefully he stays healthy this year and he can kind of get back on the pace that he was on prior to this year. Bo Nix on Denver, I think that's going to be tough situation to go into. They got rid of Judy, Tim Patrick, and McCaw are not, and Hamler are not a great wide receiver room.
Where'd Jerry Judy go? The Steelers?
The Browns, I believe.
Oh, true. They're gonna be all right, man.
We've been saying that the Browns are going to be all right for a number of years now. They're very similar to the Toronto Maple Leafs. They high hopes, high expectations. You think they're going to be great, especially the last few years. They've been a playoff team.
They got Jameis now, right?
Yeah, and again, I don't like what Cleveland does off the field either. The Browns are the Browns, and
Deshaun, dude.
Yeah, I was disappointed in Deshaun Watson last year. Obviously, having him on my team was hoping to be great. Njoku is going to be a number one tight end, but I think not a number one tight end, but a top end tight end, high pick this year. Because I don't think Kelsey is quite the guy that he was the last couple years, right?
Yeah, I'm not quite sure I would do another repeat of last year of picking him first.
And I don't think I would either.
I was happy having him on my team. Served me well, but I don't know if I would do that again.
Yeah. And tight ends, and we'll do a couple draft preview shows and whatnot, and we'll talk about tight ends, but
I still think it's like slim pickings, like 14 man. There's only so many good tight ends to go around, but
it's gonna be tough. It's gonna be tough.
I don't think he had that separation from like the next best as he did in years past. So
I agree.
Other guys are getting better, right? Like Laporta was fucking on his ass.
Just about to say Sam Laporta is gonna be. He might be the number one tight end this year, number one pick. Mark Andrews is still great.
They're just throwing it like crazy, man.
Mark Andrews still great. TJ Hawkinson in Minnesota still got some love.
Yeah, true.
Njoku, obviously. A lot of good players. So again,
is that Bowers guy? He's gonna be a T1, you think?
I mean, we do have Mayer, who we picked last year, and they're really high on him.
That's a tight end.
Yeah, but I don't think that there's enough volume for Bowers to be a tight end one, or to be a top end tight end. He could be like a waiver wire pickup week 2 or 3, and if he's getting some touches and getting some red zone play, They're saying he's a bit of a wide receiver too. So maybe.
It's all right for a tight end, though.
Yep. No, definitely. So that gets him some value as well.
Especially in a 14-man. Can't wait to fucking win the A-League next year. It's going to be so easy.
Yeah, the guys in the A-League are I mean, there's definitely some lackluster talent that was put there, and they've gotten lucky to stay there. I will say this too about the podcast and the show. Comments were made off air by one of the members of the league about the show, and
About our show?
and I will say this: there was a segment on the show we had. Jake's Take was a segment on our show that we had, and I will say that segment is no more.
What?
That segment is gone. It's canned. We are separating ourselves from Jake. The show is no longer friends of Jake. We've been a Jake supporter in the past.
What happened?
Jake's just not a friend of the show anymore. He's decided that it is best to be enemies of the show. That's his word.
Is there another podcast brewing?
He might be getting one started up. I don't know.
Jake's Takes is going on the road solo.
But Jake's Takes is it's currently
it's like dude, anyone can fill like a 1-minute segment, you know.
Yeah,
Doing
yeah.
a whole podcast every week of the regular season. I don't know, bro.
I know, and that's the thing.
Some kind of special talent to do something like that.
It was tough too. I'd say, hey, are you gonna do a Jake's Take? And it's like, oh, I'm busy, and it's like, oh, that's how dedicated you are, eh?
Too busy, yeah. Too busy.
So, anyways, yeah, Jake coming second. So Jake's Take is no more. It's a terminated segment of the Pistol and Gun Cop show. So it didn't bring in any viewers. We didn't lose any viewers over distancing ourselves.
You just said,
but guys like that are why I'm excited to get into the A-League next year.
Oh my god, dude.
Guys like that. Obviously, the commission, the A-League. It'll be nice to get back at Kalen. Obviously, him being such a strong competitor in the B League when we were there in our second year. It'll be nice to get another crack at him.
I'm kind of scared to play my own brother, dude. It's gonna be weird.
Yeah, and obviously Town Hall coming up in the near future, because we're hoping for some expansion in the near future. You know, we saw the video by my brother Jackson. He wants in.
Hilarious, dude.
So let's see what happens, right?
Maybe instead of Jake's Takes, we'll do like Jack's Tax or something, you know.
I think that's a good thing. We'll bring Jackson in. Jackson's got a little bit more football knowledge than Jake. I also don't like the Steelers aspect. We're an anti-Steelers podcast now as well.
Shout out to the Black and Yellow, dude. That's my OG.
Yeah, well, not on this podcast, buddy.
When I was a young boy, I saw that logo and I was like, damn, that's cool. There's fucking diamonds on it, dude. That's sick.
I thought it was a dumb logo from the moment I saw it. I thought it was just stupid. And I stand by that.
Fucking flexing, dude. It's iced out. That's the only logo that's iced out in the league.
I hear ya. I'm sick, watching some hockey right now. I don't know how updated you're in the hockey playoffs. And Leaf game's over.
Did they lose?
They lost, yeah. Yeah, they suck. Vegas, Dallas right now.
Vegas is up.
Vegas, it's 2-2. Vegas is up in the series.
Yeah. I just when it's during the playoffs, I'll like once a day or like once every couple of days just Google like
the series
NHL and just look at like how it's doing. Be like, great, that's enough for me.
The Knights, they're just talking about Mark Stone. The Knights are $9-10 million over the cap.
So what's that mean?
Essentially, when you place a guy in long-term or LTIR, his salary cap after a certain day comes off the books.
Okay.
but he is still eligible to come back for playoffs. So the Vegas Knights essentially, one of their best players, their captain Mark Stone, was on the LTIR for this. So their $9 million they had to spend, and they were able to bring in several top end players.
Oh, and then playoffs.
And then all of a sudden, game one, Mark Stone's healthy.
That seems like cheating for sure.
So, and it's happened before. It's happened before, not just with Vegas, but Tampa Bay.
Dude, my freaking ankle has been hurting for 3 months. I can't play.
Yeah, and then they get in.
I'm better. It's like when you're your mom's trying to make you go to bed, and then like you see like the desserts out, or like you're pretending to be sick so you don't have to go to school, and then like
and then it's like, or you find out there's a field trip at school that day, and you're like,
oh, never mind.
Oh, I'm okay.
My tummy's all better, dude.
Yeah,
I can
no.
play.
And the kicker is Vegas was the number 8 seed. Technically, they were the worst team to make it in the West because of injuries. They did have a lot, but they're fully healthy now, and they're beating the shit out of the top Dallas, who was the best team in the Western Conference this year. So,
I guess it's like even if you're close to being better, they're like, look, we're gonna make the playoffs, so just fucking chill, relax, feel healthy and strong, hit the ground running playoffs time. Like that's fucking smart, man.
Yeah. So they're good. They're gonna be tough to beat. Defending champs too. NBA playoffs going on as well. That's always exciting.
Shout out to the Nuggets.
They lost today though. LeBron took one off them.
Oh shit.
LeBron got one.
Bronny.
KD and the Suns down 0-3 as well.
Everyone fucking moves around so much in the NBA. I keep like I'll see a guy in a different jersey and be like, damn, like I feel like Kyrie Irving's been on like 20 different teams.
Yeah, he's bounced around a lot.
KD too. He's been all over the place, man.
Yep. KD bounced after Golden State. Went from OKC to Golden State. He went to the Nets. On the Nets for a bit. And then went to the Phoenix Suns. So definitely been around a little bit. You're right. The NBA is they bounce around so much. It's its own soap opera. The
It's
NBA,
too much to fucking pay attention to, man. It's too annoying.
No, it can be. It definitely can be.
Playoffs are cool, but it's just like fuck, man. Who's gonna watch 300 games?
And baseball going on too. Shohei Ohtani hit a dinger the other day off the Blue Jays.
Baseball.
Vladimir Guerrero Jr. is not a good ball player.
I don't think there's like a professional sport I could care less about than baseball, man. It's so like
interesting.
So boring, man.
Yeah, I enjoy going to the games. I do enjoy when the Jays are great. I like to hop on the bandwagon. Summer, they give me a reason to drink, but it's been tough the last few years.
That's everyone that says they like baseball, they're like, yeah, I love like having it on in the background while I'm like hanging out and drinking. It's like, okay, yeah, fine. That's acceptable. I would do that.
Yeah. I mean, we went, I remember when they were going to the playoffs those years in 2015, 2016, like it was fun to go to the bars and watch those games.
The bat flip. I remember the bat flip by that little guy. What's that guy's name?
Little guy, Jose Bautista?
Yeah, isn't he like a little guy?
No, he's not a little guy. That's a big boy.
And then he got bitched out by that second baseman.
Yeah, he got knocked. He stayed on his feet. Good for him. He took the punch. But yeah, Odor got a good shot on him.
Yeah, that was a clean punch, man.
Not too often that happens in
Slipped
baseball.
right in
That was
there.
a clean punch. I was giving my ankle a scratch here, and I've got a huge bump.
Bugs. The bugs are biting.
Yeah, but it's like bigger than that.
Spider.
Doesn't hurt. It's not red.
Dude, when I was on the farm, there was this guy. I saw him like limping around. I like saw he had this like massive thing on his ankle, and then I ended up in the same cabin as him at one point. And I was like, "Yo, bro, like, what's up with your fucking leg?" He's like, "Oh, I just got bit by a spider." Like they were just sitting around at work, and some spider like came and bit him, and then he like, it got like all infected, all fucked up. He had to like go to the hospital. Like the wound on his leg was like a huge fucking thing on the front of his leg. He had to get like a skin graft that like he said it like didn't take, and like it was just this huge fucking like disgusting thing. And the guy's like limping around. He can't even walk on it.
That's gross.
Just got bit by a spider. That's it. It was like
Yeah, well, doesn't hurt at all. There's a huge lump there, but I'll keep monitoring it. We're all good here.
Scratch it until it bleeds. That's usually what I do for shit like that.
Mm-hmm. That's generally the doctors say to do, I think. Cool. Yeah, we were supposed to get commission on the show, but obviously, as I mentioned earlier, couldn't make it. Prior engagements. I had an idea for the league, doing like a birthday shout out, getting guys birthdays, and the day of their birthday, we give them a little shout out. We get the history of their recorded history. Ivany had a birthday a couple weeks ago, and I was like, fuck, it'd be funny to post something about Ivany today in the group for his birthday, you know?
And his like win-loss percentage.
Especially his, because his is bad, so that would be fun.
He's been in the like your guys' league for a fucking long time, right?
I don't know if he wasn't. No, he wasn't in the King of Chains with us.
No.
He.
I met him like a few times, like a long time ago.
I met him a couple times. He's a good guy. Partied with him a few times, 4 or 5, enough to know him. Funny guy. He's a little guy. We're talking little guys. He's a little guy.
Little guy.
No, he's a good guy though. He's funny. And then that whole friend group's funny. They suck at fantasy, but they're funny guys.
Yeah, that's true. Stick in the B League.
We can call them essentially just call that whole friend group the B League.
The B League bozos.
You're paused right now. You're frozen on me.
No,
That's okay.
I can hear you now.
Speechless at the joke I made of the boys being in the B League.
I can hear you. I don't know if you can hear me. Oh fuck. What's up, boys? The internet dropped out, so we couldn't finish the episode, but we were basically just about to wrap up. Shouts outs to the league and shouts outs to Australian internet service providers everywhere. See you next time, boys.
Glory, I'ma come through and just black out. Black out. Keep a few G's on the staff now. I cash out. We finna go where the stars at. And beyond that, this that rip up the contract. Fuck all that.